All right, guys, welcome to Pure Wrestling Podcast. I'm SMB and welcome. So, tonight I got with me YSDO and Arunava Ghoshal. So, welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having me here. So let's get this. Let's get start rolling. What about you? Now are you here?
Yes, I guess this will be another awesome episode because I'm also a part of it now. So let's get things started.
When we talk about podcasts, just now I completed watching the Stone Cold podcast on WWE Network, and this time his guest was Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
Did you guys watch it?
not really.
Yes,
Oh, I don't know why you did,
I
but
was.
don't you think
Yes,
that Dean Ambrose was a little bit uncomfortable when talking about his personal life, and you know, Stone Cold was desperately taking a shot
so
at him?
I read somewhere before that Stone Cold is always Dean Ambrose rather is compared like the next Stone Cold of the new Stone Cold of this era. So when this podcast was supposed to be an awesome episode, but I think it didn't live up to the hype because the first 20 minutes or something, it was all Stone Cold was mainly focusing on Dean's childhood, and Dean was clearly trying to ignore the, his childhood facts.
Not about really
But
about his childhood facts. Stone Cold was trying to, was forcing Dean to talk about his family, his father. Every
yes,
wrestler. I mean,
there must be some
yeah.
problems which Dean doesn't want to discuss, and Stone Cold realized that, and he was just trying to maybe make Dean uncomfortable.
Can you speak
Hey
louder?
guys, I wanted to ask one question before you start with this discussion.
Yeah, you
Have
carry
you
on.
watched Have you watched any of the Dean Ambrose interviews? I mean, like podcasts with like Chris Jericho or someone else before?
I didn't get you.
I mean, he always acts like this. I mean,
No, no, it's not about
watch his
acting like that. Wait.
interviews. Yeah,
Yes, wait, let me tell you. It wasn't Dean's fault. It was Stone Cold. Every man, every human being on this planet has been through a certain stage of life which you don't want to discuss in public, right?
yeah.
And even Dean Ambrose has been through some, every time you don't, like maybe some personal things you don't want to share in public. Even Dean Ambrose had that. So Stone Cold tried to, desperately he was trying to make Dean Ambrose speak all these things out in public, and that wasn't a good thing. It was Dean Ambrose looked very uncomfortable with that, except
Yeah, I might agree with you on that point, but regarding his interviews, I mean, he always starts like this. But
not really.
when you're talking about his childhood, I have heard of many of his stories, like he used to sell popcorns when he was
Not that.
13
No,
just to
no, no,
get
no, no, not that.
into pro
That
wrestling.
isn't. That isn't the bad side. Every
Yeah,
individual has some things you don't want to share in public. About family, maybe about his lifestyle and everything. You know,
yeah,
but
that's a
Stone
good
Cold
point.
looked too much desperate. He was trying to. You can ask Arunava. Even he watched it. I guess.
Yes, yes.
Arunava,
Yes, I said that the 20, almost for the first 15 20 minutes, they were on the almost the same topic with Dean trying to talk about his early wrestling career and Stone Cold again bringing him back to what happened when he was a child, what was his condition in the family and all that. So yes,
I don't know. I was saying that it is Stone Cold podcast. We know that, but it isn't. You can't really force someone to say some the things he doesn't want to. He was trying to, force him to say all the things out. Maybe Dean Ambrose was, he used to use drugs or something, which we might not know even. I mean, some wrestlers might know because it's the wrestling industry, so they are interlinked, so they might know. So you should not reveal that because it will have a negative effect on his career in WWE, right? And Stone Cold was seen desperately doing that. Dean Ambrose was comfortable talking about pro wrestling, but he wasn't comfortable doing that. Talking about his past, if you say. Well, leaving that
It's
all aside,
disturbing.
as you guys know, Conor McGregor, from the guy, the former
Yes,
featherweight champion of UFC.
J-Bond.
What? Arunava,
Hello?
did you say something?
Yeah.
No, no.
All right.
Continue.
The former featherweight champion was seen taking shots at the professional wrestling industry, especially on WWE. If you have seen his tweets on Twitter, then you might know what he's about. I mean, what he was talking about.
See, I have always watched his promos. I mean, quite of them, and I have always seen that he has like a big ego, like Young Bucks. I mean, he considers himself as the best. I mean, he thinks that he's the better man, considering the whole roster from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, from the whole wrestling industry. So yeah, he's an egotistical guy. So
What about you, Arunava?
because yeah,
Arunava?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you about Conor McGregor's tweet about WWE and professional wrestling? He's thinking about them.
Well, as I have always said in the past, different people have different opinions, but you are trying to, I mean, disregard an entire sport, the pro wrestling world, and just because you are a trained mixed martial arts fighter or something like that, I don't think that he did anything sensible because most of the pro wrestlers right in these days have a mixed martial arts background as well. So it doesn't mean, and now they also are a part of pro wrestling plus they know a mixed martial arts background. So Connor saying these things against the pro wrestlers, I don't think that his comments really matter. And the way all the wrestlers responded back to him, it clearly showed that maybe different companies, but when someone try to poke this industry, they will stand together.
They should actually.
Even Matt Hardy's tweet.
Even-
Have you seen Matt Hardy's tweet?
Yeah, I did.
Even him. So that's a good thing, and I think thinking that you are superior just because you perform mixed martial arts or something, that's bogus.
That's really bogus, because we're competing like once in a 3 or 4 months, right?
Yes, Rusev's tweet indicated that because
Yeah,
he
he
said
did.
we perform daily, almost daily. They have to do the Raws, SmackDowns, live shows,
Main
and
event,
Conor
Saturday morning
McGregor
slam,
just fights 3 or 4 times in a year maximum.
and within like 60 minutes in a year.
Yes, so these fights are 15 minutes or so.
see, guys, I mean, even though he fights like 60 minutes, I mean, have you watched his matches? I know he's like egomaniac, but he really works hard. I mean,
Yeah,
just
he does. I'm a big fan of Conor McGregor. If you are talking about UFC side, but when Conor McGregor said that he can beat everyone, and Biggie or Xavier Woods, I don't remember, tweeted about like you can go one by one or you can take all of the roster at once at WrestleMania or
Coffee
something.
did. Coffee
Not
did. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah, I guess it's Kofi or Biggie or I don't know, one of the members of the New Day. So if that really happens, and Rooster lined up against Conor McGregor in a one-on-one match, if you say, and it's real, and the first guy comes out is Brock Lesnar, or you can say you can take Kurt Angle. I mean, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, Shibata, um,
And
Tanahashi,
even
not
Ziggler.
Tanahashi.
He's
Okay.
a Ziggler is a professional
Yeah,
wrestler.
Ziggler
I
is
mean,
Ziggler.
on the other side rather than Western.
Wait, Ziggler.
Also, you can include Okada.
You got Tanahashi. Sorry, not Tanahashi. You got Nakamura. You got Shibata. You got Minoru
Yes.
Suzuki. Take them all out, or you can say Conor McGregor versus pro wrestling world, professional wrestling, and
No, McGregor fan, some they will say that they are not in the same weight class. Find Connor someone whose
then
weight is similar to Connor,
bring
and he will only fight him.
bring
Yeah, let's
Shibata.
wait for a featherweight division for
Bring
WWE.
Shibata.
What do you say about that?
Then bring Shibata. Shibata. If you know who I'm talking about,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
he can knock the shit out of Conor. If you say.
Uh, I don't really agree
Really?
on you
You,
with
you
that
haven't
one.
watched
I mean,
Shibata's match,
he
I
is
believe.
good, but we don't even know anything. Right? They never fought with each other.
You have seen
So
Shibata's MMA and kickboxing record?
no, I didn't.
You should see then talk about. You are
Can you enhance me
you are
with that?
underestimating a wrestler because he's wrestling. You need to talk. You need to get detail about his background first. All right, then talk about it. Just like Nakamura, even he has a MMA background. Even Minoru Suzuki has MMA and kickboxing background. Their wrestling doesn't mean that they don't know anything about jiu-jitsu and all. Just because
Yeah.
just because you are in MMA, you are in UFC doesn't mean that the whole world is beyond you.
What I actually think is that he was just having fun. I mean, he wasn't that serious, and even if he was, it might be
This
an
is not the
angle.
first time he said like this. He has, in interviews in the past, have mentioned that WWE said bad things about the pro wrestlers. So this is not the first time he said so, to have fun or something like that.
Who cares what he says? I
And
mean, we love wrestling because
Yes,
that
that's
entertains us. I mean, who cares if someone says that wrestling is bad? I mean, we don't have to just go on at that guy and
you know,
just
if you're talking about wrestling,
yeah.
wrestling is fake. I guess you have not watched the teaser of CM Punk's,
Yeah, I
big,
did. I
just
did. You
now
shared it
yes.
on Facebook.
it was released a few hours before, I guess, and the 15th August they are going to release the whole video. And in that, CM Punk did mention that people calling pro wrestling fake. So he's actually trying to prove everyone wrong that pro wrestlers can actually fight, right?
Yeah.
And for
Yes.
that, really, man, I salute to CM Punk, and I hope he kicks some shit off Mickey Gall at on September 10th or something. I don't remember actually.
That
So,
would really be a good match.
and I believe I
I
should.
have to
And now after all this, if he fails to defeat Gall, so that may increase the, what I can say, attitude of guys like Connor, and
Conor
this statement.
and many others
maybe.
are there. Yeah, that's true. Anyways,
But
let's.
he will fail for good. I mean, even if he loses his first match, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. I mean,
I
there's
just
still something left on. He even said in that promo or something with Mickey
even
Gall that
Batista,
he
even
doesn't
Batista.
care what people say. He doesn't care if he loses. He's doing this to prove everyone that he can wrestle. I mean, can fight in the octagon.
And even Batista lost his UFC MMA debut match,
Yes.
so it doesn't really affect, man. And I just hope CM Punk, you know, displays everything he has, so that even if he loses, people have respect for him. You know, especially
Exactly.
the pro wrestling fans who turn their back on CM Punk. You know.
Yeah.
So let's get back to professional wrestling and let's talk about the current product of WWE and other promotions. So as of now, I don't, the WWE, his product is getting more worse, according to
Not
me.
really.
No, no. If you
This
compare,
might be,
no. If
yeah.
you compare this their product with other, indie promotions, if you say, as you people call it, indie promotions like Progress Wrestling, Revolution Pro, AEW, then you got WCPW, you got WXW, you got ACW of ACW of the guy, the first local wrestler after the draft, Braun Strowman faced James Ellsworth.
James Ellsworth.
Yeah, he's the owner of ACW, and really, man, he might look like a some small you know dwarf, but you should
Yes.
check their product, man, on ACW. It's awesome, and many other promotions you got, and you know NGPW and all. Not indie NGPW is, but their product when you compare with WWE is lot better.
See,
So
SMB.
you are comparing the product or the wrestling they provide.
Yeah, I want to ask that as well.
Yeah,
Because see this at NJPW what happens if you have seen the some live results, almost every day they have the same kind of matches. And almost even if this G1 climax is happening, almost the same tag matches every day. So that's not the if you are comparing about the product, but if you are talking about wrestling part, then yes, definitely WWE's wrestling is getting a bit
it's
bad.
not getting a bit, it's getting worse as the days are passing. And okay, leave NGPW. You're talking
Well,
about
we
wrestling
get
and
some good matches in a month. Like we had
Can
in the
I
previous month, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. It was
can I say
amazing.
my opinion?
yeah, you can carry, go on.
Please, please,
Actually,
please.
I might have an unpopular opinion, but regarding what you're saying, like WWE is a bad product, I totally don't agree with you on that thing. I mean, it might be just me because I think they are actually improving. And talking about the matches, you don't actually need to have 5-star matches each night. You should have the storytelling. And don't forget, WWE is the E, which stands for entertainment. And it seems like it entertains me. The draft was pretty good, and these Raw and
This is
SmackDowns
what
that took place, like the
that
draft
was
was,
awesome.
The
yeah,
draft was awesome. If you, oh yeah, okay, it was awesome. But after the draft, if you look at the ratings and all, I'm not talking about matches rating. If you look at the ratings of the shows, then the rating is decreasing as day by day. You can see SmackDown's rating and you can see Raw's rating. The ratings are decreasing day in and day out. I know they're hard work. They're working very hard, but still, they lag somewhere.
see, they are trying
The
to
Raw
make,
with 3 hours, 3 hour Raw with almost two squash matches every day with Braun and Nia Jax, and it seems like this 3 hours is unnecessary. But after this CWC ends, the cruiserweight division will be on Raw. I think that will help in the ratings.
That will help in the ratings for Raw, not for SmackDown.
that should have been on SmackDown, to be honest. That
SmackDown is
cruiserweight
still
thing.
lacking the power. The star power is in Raw. If you say it's Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns, you got Brock Lesnar, you got the
Brock Lesnar.
club, you got the New Day, you got Charlotte,
Jericho.
you got Sasha Banks, you got everyone in Raw. But who you got in SmackDown?
See, they were actually trying to build new stars on SmackDown.
Yeah, they were trying
But
to build, but they have to, they have to prove us wrong. I mean, they have to prove the critics wrong about the opinion on them. Not like you are bringing old stars to to push the current talent, but you are lacking at one place about the product. You are just like
and what are they lacking at? Can you enhance me on
the
that?
storytelling, man. The story you're telling that, yeah, the storytelling is good, but it isn't excellent. It isn't drawing.
For everything, like in everything, you have to give something at time. it will grow up. But fans
See,
just
tell you
don't.
something. Let me tell you something. You know,
Yeah.
NGPW wins for professional wrestling. ROH has everything balanced: professional wrestling, storytelling, and everything. And other promotions like Revolution Pro, and they are largely based and largely high on the professional wrestling side, not about storytelling. But still, their product is watched. Because you know if you don't have the story, at least you should have the product should be highly based on professional wrestling, or it should be balanced. But WWE's storytelling is lacking, as well as professional wrestling. And the worst part of Raw is the squash matches.
See, actually, I don't agree with you on that squash matches stuff. I mean, it's pretty good. That makes the superstars look good. Like, go back in 1980s and 90s, that was pretty good. I guess that made
That
superstars
is,
look
we are not talking about the golden era, or we are not talking about attitude era, not talking about ruthless aggression era, not reality, or not PG era. It's a new era. I don't know what's the name of this era, but the squash matches, you're making someone look strong by having him having him win via squash against someone from an indie promotion nobody knows. Okay, you are doing it all right, but day in and week out, you are having him win against local competitors isn't appealing.
See, what is your opinion about that Braun Strowman thing? I mean, it looks pretty good. I mean, every local competitor steps up to face him, and actually, it might just be me, but I can see WWE actually doing something like they give other superstars a chance to step up and face Braun Strowman, and they fail.
Come
And
on,
at some
that
point,
isn't
someone steps up and defeats him.
it's just the next second version 2 of Ryback's career.
Yes.
Ryback's run, if you talk about, even I don't know
No,
how you know
I'm
about that,
talking
right?
about someone stepping up. Like they can have guys from indie promotions anywhere around the world. They can have anyone step up to face Braun Strowman, and at the end,
Give me a minute,
someone
please. I'm
defeats him.
coming right back.
No, it's just like Ryback. This is just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time. Braun Strowman might end up just like Ryback ended up.
So, what do you want him to do?
You make show
What
make
exactly should he do right now, according to you?
I don't know who is going to be the Universal Champion, or whatever they call it. I mean, some kind of like authorities enforcer. Because
What?
why?
Yes, you will make Braun Strowman an authority enforcer.
Yeah, you
See, you were talking about a new era with professional wrestling, and now you're adding authority.
yeah,
See,
we
we were
have
talking
to.
that they
Braun
should not have.
Strowman
They
needs.
should give superstars more chance to be
You
on
can't
TV rather
you
than
can't
GMs
give
and other stuff.
no, you can't overexpose Braun Strowman at this point. He might be the future of the company, but he needs more training. And if you overexpose him right now, then it's gone, man. You can put him in tag team matches with someone.
There's a difference between casual fans and the smurfs, I mean, the internet darlings. The casual fans will adapt him being strongest superstar, just like Rusev. What I want to see is
Don't
that
tell,
someone steps up and
no, no, no,
defeats
no.
him
You are
at some
talking. You
point
are
of
telling
time.
about the casual fans.
That's very unlikely that what will be the building? Someone suddenly comes and defeats someone like Braun
No, they can
Strowman.
do like, whoever defeats him gets like $5,000 or something like that. I mean, superstars around the world comes up and steps up for the prize, and at the end, someone from like indie promotions can step up and defeat him and make his big debut. That would be cool to see.
Yeah, they will make their big debut, and the next day they get squashed by Braun Strowman. That's it, right?
No,
Man,
I'm actually saying that they
this
will
is
defeat
just
a dominant force,
this
and
is-
that will make them look strong for casual fans and maybe with the internet fans.
it's very unlikely. Plus, if you're talking about this, you can
Yes.
actually go back to 2010 or 9 or maybe yeah or 2008. I don't remember the exact year when the Great Khali made his debut against the Undertaker and he squashed him.
It
Then
was
what?
Yeah,
2006, I guess.
Then what
yeah, it
happened to
was
If
Great
I'm not
Khali?
2006.
What happened to Great Khali?
mistaken.
He ended up
He
Turned
being
scammed.
him
he ended
into a
up
joke.
being hosting kiss camps and etc. And now WWE released him. I don't
See,
want Braun Strowman to
why do
See,
you
you need to
see?
wrestle
Look,
properly to stay relevant.
look. You
Your
don't have to.
height,
Can I speak?
your height will not help you everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, you can speak.
Look, like you're giving me an example of Great Khali. Like you want a new story or you want old story.
I'm not
I mean,
saying.
you
Hey, wait, wait,
guys
wait.
see many guys compare like everything. I mean, you don't have to compare anything. I mean, you want something new, just wait for it. Like, just look at this. On SmackDown, Dolph Ziggler wins. Now, people are complaining that he's already a two-time world champion, which title reign was so bad.
I
Like,
didn't hear
you
anyone.
don't have even
No, no,
words.
wait, wait,
And
wait.
then they want Bray Wyatt.
I didn't hear anyone complaining about Dolph Ziggler winning. Actually, people are appreciating that. I don't know which
Like,
world you are
serious.
living in,
Go
but the
check out
fact that
YouTube comments.
YouTube
I mean,
comments doesn't matter. It's just
so why does the internet fans
50%
matter?
of the fan
Just tell me one
support.
thing.
Wait, let me clarify what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about not
Alright.
authorities enforcer. I mean, like something like that. They are the Bullet Club. They can form. They can have Braun Strowman on the club side, or they can have him as the enforcer for the WWE Universal Champion, just like Dolph Ziggler had a Biggie Langston. If you remember when he was the NXT champion, he came with Dolph Ziggler and AJ.
See, what do you think? Why did they separate Braun Strowman from the Wyatt family? They want to build him as a singles competitor, and they want him to be a lone wolf, just like they want to do with Carmella. But the only problem is that doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't matter for her.
That
Like,
that
didn't
doesn't
turn
mean
real
that
good
doesn't
for her on
wait, wait,
SmackDown.
wait.
She got no pop at all. And if she was with Enzo and Cass, you know what I'm talking about, don't you?
That doesn't mean that you are going to have Braun Strowman show up week in and week out and beat someone and maybe next week he defeats someone not local from WWE like that. It's overexposing someone without any storyline like Apollo Crews got in the beginning, and it was like no reaction from the crowd or no pop from the crowd. But when he started getting into the storylines, actually, even when he faced Chris Jericho, if you remember, he didn't sell a move. It was like no sell Cruz. So
Actually,
for avoiding
I
such an
just didn't want Hughes to come this early, but he did after the night after WrestleMania. I would have rather seen him as the NXT champion instead of him debuting way too early.
and if you're talking about talent who have not been groomed properly and who have been groomed properly since this no from the scratch, you can talk about Baron Corbin. See how improved he is. He wasn't overexposed, not in neither in NXT and nor he's been overexposed in the main roster. So if Braun,
I just want to ask you one thing. How would you book Braun Strowman if you were in a creative team? Like, enhance me with that.
see,
I really want to hear what is your opinion.
see, if I was in the creative team, I would not have. I mean, I would not have disbanded the Wyatt family. I mean, the tag team part. I would have sent Eric Rowan with Braun Strowman so that they can make a good tag team. Braun Strowman won't be overexposed by that. Or I would have pulled the Dolph Ziggler, AJ Lee, and Biggie. When Dolph Ziggler was the world champion back then. That storyline, so that Biggie's instead of Biggie, we can have Braun Strowman there, and instead of Dolph Ziggler, we can have the Universal Champion. Eventually, months will pass and Strowman will improve, and that will lead to like the intercontinental shots here Biggie had with with Bad News. I mean Wade Barrett, RVD. These matches were good. So you should not overexpose someone like that. I mean, sending local wrestlers against him and squash matches, okay, but not week in and week out.
See, they are just trying to make Braun Strowman look strong. Once he gets that level of like a dominant force, he will face big guys. He will be in storylines. You just have to give it some time.
But
I mean,
you,
people start complaining in like a week. Like you had the first Raw, they are still complaining, and you had SmackDown, they are still complaining. I mean, people complains at everything.
they
I
they
mean, they
will
need to
because
give it a time,
it's
and the story will develop, and they will actually love it. But what they do, they go on the internet, complains about every single thing, and then they fucks up everything. I mean, one people agree to another one, and so does everyone, and then they start hating a certain superstar.
That's what it's called.
Like for example, Cena. Even I was a fan of Cena, and I'm being honest. And do you know why he is like booed out of the building? Internet fans hate him because he won several world titles.
internet fans used to hate him before 2015, I guess. Yeah, after those US Open challenges, 40% of the fans out of sorry, 80% of the fans are now behind Cena. They're not hating him. And if you're talking
Why?
about if
Do
you're
you know
talking
why
about the
they are
squash
behind him?
matches and what
Because
will
he's
happen, no, if you're talking about squash matches and how good Braun Strowman's future look by this, let's get back to Ryback's story then. Even he
Ryback-
made his debut like that.
see,
I mean, because
see.
Braun
Hold on,
Strowman,
hold on.
yeah,
Let me say something. Braun Strowman, when he faces a local competitor, it's not like the competitor is already in the ring. By inception, which is actually a good thing that they interview superstars. They, I mean, they are on the microphone and they say like we will do it and something like that. I mean, that's really a good thing that they interview superstars after that, and that actually builds up pretty good. That builds up Braun Strowman good, and I think that makes him look strong.
if
What
you,
do you think about that?
let me say, Arunava, you are there, right?
Yes.
Now, tell me your opinion on Braun Strowman's current run. What do you think is going to happen with him in future? Tell me.
I think he will, as he's tall, he's over 350 pounds or something. So this means that he will have a world championship run for sure. But I read somewhere in the past that Vince is actually has a likeness for Strowman, and he can get a monster push, like the big monster that he is. And it don't be surprising if he wins the Universal Championship soon. Maybe next year, around this time, he will be one of the contenders for the championship.
Just like Ryback.
Maybe.
Just like Ryback. If you remember, even Vince was behind Ryback when he made his debut. He was a monster. Even he went on to face CM Punk in the Hell in a Cell match, which CM Punk won with the help from Brad Maddox. Right?
Yes.
Then John Cena was also in the contendership match, and he offered Ryback to go on and face CM Punk. Then eventually resulting the match in TLC and all, and the debut of Shield and all. And what happened? Did Ryback win? He didn't. He won the Intercontinental Championship, and then he ended up leaving the company.
See, sometimes things work out good, sometimes it doesn't. I'm like Braun Strowman is like how many competitors have we faced? Like three. I mean, as I said, just give him a time. It's Ryback and Braun Strowman are two different persons. Do you
They are
understand me?
different persons.
They are having two different type of pushes.
Yes. I think these first matches are necessary to make Braun look dominant, and then maybe he will get a legitimate feud with someone in the roster.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Right, you can't give him a legitimate competitor as of now if it isn't Big Show or someone like that, because Braun Strowman looks unstoppable, and if you have someone like Sin Cara or someone in a feud with him, and like Sin Cara tossing him around the ring, then it will be bogus as shit.
You want to enjoy the product, or you just want to complain like the other internet
I
fans
am
just
not.
said me?
I haven't watched WWE Raw, SmackDown since a month.
And why are you complaining about it?
Not complaining. I'm just talking about the storyline. How they are just trying to overexpose someone. And if you're talking about storylines, well, as far as I have seen the highlights on YouTube, I can say that tag team storyline looks good. You know, and I don't.
Yeah,
And
that team looks good. Like for example, SmackDown one.
I'm talking about Raw.
Oh, Raw. So which tag team match you are talking about and the title,
You don't
whatever you are talking about, just
SummerSlam,
go on.
like the club is going to face the New Day. I'm talking about that because the build-up looks a bit good, compared to the other title matches.
compared to the other title matches. See, I'm not really getting you. The SmackDown's tag team division is way better than Raw, and that's only an unpopular opinion of mine. But SmackDown's tag team division is real good. And besides that, what do you think about the new titles that were announced on what show? I don't remember the name, but Danny Bryan did say that there might be two more titles coming in the way.
Yeah, they will bring the women's championship for SmackDown and tag team championship for
So,
SmackDown.
who would you want to see as the first SmackDown's Women's Champion and the Tag Team Champion?
Well, for tag team, it's of course the American Alpha.
And for Women's,
Really, man, I don't know actually because I'm a fan of Alexa Bliss. I'm a fan of Carmella. I'm a fan of, you know, not really a big fan, but I'm a fan of Becky Lynch. I don't
so,
know, but
so what
most
about you,
probably,
Arunava?
Eva Marie is going to win the championship.
Back at it again with that shit.
That will happen. What about you, Arnava? What's
Arunava,
your opinion on this? Because I know you are thinking about yeah, you are dreaming about Eva Marie's wardrobe malfunction which happened today.
Yes, I think I am pretty excited about this because if you this
I'm
fast
pretty excited about that thing that happened today.
Yeah, wardrobe
let-
malfunction. I
let
know,
me
I know.
finish. Okay, so as I was saying, this past week on Raw, there was a segment with Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and they were like doctors, and they named it ring postitis, the biggest injury suffered by Big E, and it was not that PG if you think. And then on SmackDown, we had a segment with Miz and Maurice. It was a bizarre segment. Then he was wardrobe malfunction, and WWE just hyping it on their official pages and YouTube videos. I think this PG and everything, I think they're trying to get out of it slowly. And that's why I'm quite excited about these things happening recently.
So
Even
you,
in
so
during
you
the
are,
pre-WrestleMania time, there was much blood on the WWE TV, which was quite, I mean, unexpected in this PG era.
so you think that the segment of Luke Gallows, who was certainly a doctor, more like Doc Gallows, get it? Doc Gallows and Doc Anderson. This segment was not PG, you're trying to say that?
Not
Actually,
it was not that. I mean, what it was not PG. At least I can say that it was not completely PG.
I mean,
well,
really, if you mention balls, they are inappropriate. You mention nuts, they are inappropriate. So what's the next thing that they will censor? Crap? Even that is bad.
this India PG thing is that so that you can watch everything with the family and all, and you can enjoy. But
So
if
you
you
didn't enjoy
look
that
back,
segment.
if you look back a few years ago, I mean in 2012, 2013 or like that, there was no segments like this. Because at that time it would have been surprising to see if someone did a segment like this. Someone did allowed some segments at the time 2012 or 13. But this year there have been several segments which is quite unaccepted.
Yeah. So besides that, I wanted to ask you what I asked SMB. Who do you want to see as the women's and the tag team champion of SmackDown?
Well, I will always want Becky to be the first or Natalia, but I don't want to see Eva as a champion right now. To be the first champion with that much wrestling skill, but of my opinion doesn't matter. All of the wins. And about the tag team champions, I think it can be American Alphas or the Hype Bros. They seem to be the only legitimate guys for the
Yes.
first tag team champion.
The guys who I want to win the tag team championship is Breezango. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but they are really good, and
Who?
I know that American Alpha is
Who
good,
you are talking
but
about?
Breezango.
No, Breezango. Yeah, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
I'm a big fan of him.
But
Yes, they're pretty good.
they are not going to win.
They can troll us. I mean, they can have American Alpha and Breezango in the finals, and somehow Breezango wins. What would be your first reaction?
First of all, I'm not going to watch unless the
I really want
product
Breezango to win. That's
unless
just
the
me.
product
I just want-
improves.
And for the women's, I'm going to go with Becky, of course. Or if not Becky, it can be Alexa. Yeah,
But actually,
that's-
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but you know, as for the all the hype and everything goes, Eva Marie is going to be the champion. If you have seen the websites talking about Eva Marie, everywhere they are talking about Eva Marie, especially after
So,
the wardrobe
see.
wardrobe malfunction today.
Team Milzer says that Eva Marie is going to be a champion, so everyone agrees on that, don't you? I mean, you don't really know anything, do you? I mean, you can read several websites with different type of reports, and you just go on there and say, that has to be true. I mean,
Not
as
about
of
that.
the
See,
angles
wait,
of those
wait.
which took place on SmackDown.
Yash, wait, let me tell. Well, even Brie Bella and many other divas, or you can say women, have faced wardrobe malfunctions in previous years, many years ago, 2 years,
Yeah.
3 years. But come on, but WWE never hyped it so much like they have hyped Eva Marie's in their website. So that indicates something. There must be something behind hyping this much, hyping a wardrobe malfunction so much.
I will tell you what will happen next week on SmackDown. Eva Marie will come out. She will
I
forget
think
her knee.
it will just go to SummerSlam. Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie, SummerSlam pre-show.
Not very pre-show of maybe Becky Lynch versus Eva Marie for the Women's Championship, SmackDown's Women's Championship.
Maybe that will happen at Backlash.
SMB.
SmackDown's first.
Listen. Why do you always add Roman Reigns, which you term as Roman Raja, and Eva Marie? Every time you are like they will be the next champion. I mean, seriously, guys. And besides that, what I was talking about, what I
Yes,
think
someone
will
will
happen
be the new
next week.
US champion. Market.
See, what I think will happen next week on SmackDown is Eva Marie will come out and she will forget her knee pads. She will go back and then she will be like that. I will make my debut at SummerSlam and my first opponent will be the one I'm trying to face for 3 weeks, and that's Becky Lynch, and that's how she will debut.
Much like Fandango's debut.
and that will be upset. Just like Fandango's debut was an upset.
See, Fandango is not that bad in the ring.
I'm not
You
even
know.
Eva Marie has improved. You guys,
So why are there
you
critics?
guys, you
Why
guys.
are there some critics?
Wait. You guys are like the casual fans. You don't see the background. You always go on what you see on TV, on what you read on website. You need to know that Eva Marie was trained by Brian Kendrick for like 1 year or 2 year. I don't know how many years, but 1 year or more than 1 year. She was
1 year.
yeah, she was trained by Brian Kendrick. Then she appeared on NXT. After that, she came to the main roster. You just
Even the
can't say
Full
that
Sail
she
crowd
doesn't
was
have any
chanting,
talent or something
Eva
like
has
that.
improved.
What?
Yeah,
There, the Full Sail crowd, where the NXT tapings took place, there were chants that Eva has improved. But hello,
this is what I
and
hate about sports and any place. I mean, people don't actually appreciate anything. I know I'm not a fan of Eva Marie, but trust me, she's actually trying. And what you were saying about those websites, I'm not like I hate any superstar. I appreciate everyone, you know. And talking about the internet fans, they always go on websites, read some stuff. They're like Dave said so. I will trust on this. I have to admit that this will happen. I mean, if you want something to evolve, you have to give it a time. You don't have to be impatient for anything.
if you're
I mean,
okay, can
like supposedly the brand split happened. We had a great draw. Everyone's happy, and then SmackDown takes place. SmackDown is actually an underdog show, and they are trying to develop a story. Now, the most of the fans don't really go deep on that. They are like, the song sucks. They didn't have some good angles. They didn't have matches like the ones that took place on Raw, like 2 fatal 4 ways. This show sucks. I'm just going to give it like 4 star, 5 star out of 10. This is like how everyone treats any show. People don't appreciate anything.
they shouldn't treat like that. We are fans. We are not critics. We are neither critics. We are nor Dave Meltzer that we are going to rate some show. If you want to criticize or rate some show, or some event, promotion, wrestling event, you go there. You put your body on the line. Then rate your matches. All right. And talking about improving and all, right? People hated Roman Reigns after he was exposed, right?
See,
Wait,
people hated
I
Roman
haven't.
because
Wait, I haven't completed. Let me
Yeah.
complete first.
yeah, go
People
ahead.
hated Roman Reigns, but they supported him when they supported him for the Royal Rumble
Royal Rumble.
match.
Yeah.
But the next year they started hating him again because when he went to the Royal Rumble first time, he was with the Shield, and the people were not aware of his abilities. And the next year he gets booed
That's
out of the
not
arena.
the reason why they were cheering for him.
Okay, the next year
Yeah.
at Royal Rumble, he gets booed, just like the previous year. And after
Why did he get booed? Can you tell me why was he booed?
why won't they boo him? Because
would
when
they?
you're facing someone like Triple H and all, you gotta have some storyline. You're not going to go there and be arrogant and you beat the hell up and like you're a Superman. Even the creatives didn't do good job before Royal Rumble.
See,
And after
you were talking about the
let me
fans not
complete,
being the
please.
critics.
Let me
But I
complete.
see the
Let
most
me
of the fans being
complete.
critics.
Let me complete first.
Alright.
See, after Royal Rumble, WWE went one step ahead and they took out all the barriers up to WrestleMania, and they actually brought back the Attitude Era scent. I mean, it was like blood was there, even though language was a bit downgraded, even and the actions were they were all up to the mark. So people actually liked Roman Reigns during that time. And after WrestleMania again they started hating Roman Reigns because the champion, and he was overrated at one point. All right, then it all
See,
came to Money in the Bank, when actually when Seth Rollins won and Dean Ambrose cashed in. Right. After that, people actually all have started liking Roman Reigns when he came into the feud with Rusev, because Rusev is the perfect opponent for Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is taking and is standing for USA. So with that, they are actually raising bars for Roman Reigns so that he can go ahead and win the US title, and eventually he can go back to the main event with the support from the WWE Universe. So from being nothing, he became something. And just like Eva Marie is nothing as of now, at one point everyone will like her.
so can I speak now?
You can.
Okay, so as I was talking, you said that Roman Reigns was cheered in 2014 just because he was a part of Shield and he was not that overexposed. But what I think is people were actually supporting him because he was like a dominant factor in that match. He eliminated like 16 guys and all
Not
other stuff.
16.
And the main reason
Not
was that
16.
they didn't want
12.
Batista to win. I mean, I still don't get why they announced that Batista is going to return. But either way, moving on to the next year, Roman Reigns wins and they all boo him. Now the question is, what will the WWE do? See, WWE goes with the fans' opinion every time. People say they don't listen to us. They gave us Roman Reigns win next year. So now people will complain that it's not the right time. But last year, they were like, yes, let's go Roman, you shall win rather than this blue cheese. So this is why most of the fans don't get. You have to actually have that guy have a chance. Like, look at Dolph Ziggler. Back like in 2013, he was like the best guy and was most probably an internet darling. And back next 2 years, he is like considered as a jobber just because he lost to Baron Corbin. Not to forget, he was actually building Baron Corbin, and I guess Baron Corbin is looking good after that feud. And they really had a good match in their last match. So yeah, the fans needs to actually go with the WWE. They don't have to criticize everything. You said that fans are not the ones who are the critics, but I totally don't agree with you. Can you tell me why these people support heels rather than faces nowadays?
First of all, kayfabe is dead. So there is no heel. There is neither a thing called heel nor faces. All right. Second thing, they're supporting people like Bray Wyatt, he was like Seth Rollins, because the impact their promos and the display of their wrestling skills are making on a fan's mind.
Their mic skills. Now let me give a mic to a Hollywood star and let's have him wrestle someone like that. His mic skills are great, and then we can make him an enforcer, and we can go with another superstar, and we can form a team, and then that stable will destroy everyone, and that Hollywood star will be a new wrestler and a new sensation. How about that?
I did mention wrestling abilities, display wrestling abilities. It doesn't, if you're a good promo, you can go with Enzo. He isn't that good in wrestling, but because he's decided by Big Cass, people are actually supporting him. If it was like Raw, Big Cass on Raw and SmackDown have Enzo, and Enzo is competing on singles match, then I gotta say, out of the 100% of fans they have, 40% would like Enzo and 60% would, 40% will hate him and 20% will be neutral, neither hate nor love him, because it was it isn't professional wrestling anymore. It is sports entertainment, right? So in
You
sports,
want to see Enzo
wait, let me
and
complete.
Cass
You didn't
as
get
tag
me.
team partner
You
forever.
didn't get what I said. Did you? You didn't get. Arunava, you are there?
Yes.
You did listen what I said, right?
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is that if a Hollywood star comes and he has a good promo making skills, and you are making him with a stable or something and destroy, it won't really make an impact on the fans, because you are if, it depends on your charisma first of all, your mic skills, and most importantly on your wrestling abilities, which a Hollywood star might not have, and which won't help you to make an impact.
So tell me, why was a Hollywood star featured on the main event of SummerSlam with teaming up? I mean, he was against Hulk Hogan. Why was that a main event of SummerSlam? Tell me.
That is a different era, first of all.
Different era. So this is a different era as well. We are in the
There
new
is
era.
also world champion, if you forgot.
Who was the Hollywood guy? Was it Mr. T?
No, that was the guy from No Holds Barred. They just did it to promote the movie. Nothing else.
Well, even
So what happened? We don't remember it. That is the point.
we don't remember, and that is a different era. Everything has changed. In that era, you used to have finishes like a leg drop ending a match. You can't have a leg drop end a match in this era, neither in the PG era or reality era.
Have you heard about Tom Mont? I might would have written the name out, but have you heard of Todd Mont? Have you? He was the guy behind all of this. Your arm bars, yeah, all of the moves like leg drops and other stuff. Back in the day, we had like a match was like 11 hours with amateur wrestling, two guys acting like a bull and going against each other, trying to make it more like sumo. And what he did, he promoted wrestling. The whole continent.
I'm not
He
sure.
started. Listen. He
See,
started All American Association, which was later joined with NWA. The other one retired, and we had a new company with which he was with whom? None other than Jesse McMahon. You understand me? If he wasn't of him, we wouldn't have any arm bars or any moves. We would have amateur wrestling.
I don't know why you are going back to that and why you are talking about this. I am saying in this era you can't end a match with a leg drop.
Why? Because they are like a stale move now. Now, sometime in future, you will
They
say
are
that
not a stale moves.
Nakamura's knees
They
is
are
not
not
that good.
stale. First of all, they are not stale moves. If that, what they continued in the golden era, if they have continued throughout the attitude era, then it might have been it might have been legitimate to say that you can end a match with a leg drop. All right, you
Why
can end a
couldn't
match
you?
with a
Why
leg
couldn't
drop for
you end
no,
a
you
match with
can't,
the electro?
because you're using it in the regular. You're using it in regularly in all of your matches. Every wrestler is using that.
Okay, so now let's say like in future Nakamura guys like say like the new titles that emerges uses like pedigree or say like package pile driver, power bomb. Like if many people does that move will be bad as well for you.
I didn't get your point.
I'm just trying to say that yeah, I agree with you that leg drop might not be that good and might not make that impact. But seriously, why does everyone has to complain on everything?
I'm still not getting what you're trying to say.
Right, never mind.
No, I'm not.
Go
Never
ahead.
mind. You can't just bypass that topic. We were talking about something. You brought this thing up. Okay, you're talking about package pile driver not being relevant in the future, right?
Yeah,
That's what you were trying to say.
yes.
The fact that you're see the leg drops and the leg drop and shit. The moves which are being done as regularly in the matches as of now. In the golden era, they were the finishers, right?
Yes.
1980, 1990, 2000, 20 years, let's consider as 20 years. Before that, uh, there was different moves. And now if you're talking about the current generation from the Attitude Era, that was I guess from 1992 or something. See, it's been like 16 and 2010. It's been like 26 years. The leg drop and all were used regularly just as a simple move, right? So if you want to make a move like pile driver, tombstone pile driver to not look relevant in the future, it's gonna take more 20 to 30 years to do that. And so that during that time, eventually, new moves will be made, so that they can be made as finishes, and these moves can be like signatures and all. And
But I agree with you on that. I was wrong. I guess. Yes, I was. Yeah, I agree on that.
it depends on the psychology of the fans and all, the creative team actually concentrate on the psychology of the fans, not just the hardcore fans. They focus on.
Besides that, let's talk about SummerSlam.
We can't just bypass that. Let me first see. They depends on the psychology of every fan, kid, casual fans, hardcore fans, everyone, even the internet guys. So on based upon that, they create the storylines, and the moves are done like on even on focused on that. So you can't just say, yeah, in this you're going to end a match with a leg drop. You can, but but like a leg drop from the top rope, just like Fandango uses.
I agreed with you.
What about
I
you,
said
Arunava?
that I was wrong.
Arunava,
Yes.
what is your take on this? About what you have said, that package pile driver and the tombstone pile driver chalk slams will become irrelevant in future.
It will. It is. These moves cannot be irrelevant, as and not everyone can perform these moves on anyone. I mean, see, look at leg drops and high flying move, the frog splashes. It can be expected from any wrestler, not from guys like Big Show or Mark Henry, but on any wrestlers can do the moves easily. But you cannot expect some 400-pounded guy or some 200-pounded guy doing a tombstone pile driver, package pile driver.
Tell me one thing.
That.
Look, super kick is irrelevant or not. Shawn Michaels
I
left.
agree. I agree. Super kick doesn't look anything more special right now.
Yeah.
But it can be used as a signature.
Yeah, it can't be a finisher. Many guys uses it, and now Dolph Ziggler defeated AJ Styles with that. What is your take on that?
Actually, yeah, I watched the highlights of the match, and I can say that it wasn't just a super kick which made Dolph Ziggler win the match, because AJ Styles, I believe he got an A from John Cena and many finishes he got before getting hit by the super kick.
It
So
was just the last.
So does the opponents of Usos or Tyler Breeze. What about them?
see, the Usos, what they do is they hit the super kick, then they follow it with a frog splash. I mean, with a superfly splash. That is okay because they use super kick as a signature move. Okay, na? That's because they are a tag team. They can use that. They can use super kick as a signature and follow it with a splash. But when you are in a singles competition and you have a move like super kick as a finisher, it's going to take you for 4 or 5 super kicks to win a match. In this era.
So, besides that, what do you think about the match card that has been updated for SummerSlam? I mean, we have like 6 matches as of now.
I don't know. What about you, Arunava?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. As you're saying that not all the moves can become, all the finishers that are used right now will become irrelevant in future. But see the power bomb. I don't think that.
I don't know. We actually finished this topic, I guess. I mean, I was talking about SummerSlam now.
Yes, I wanted to say something about this.
You can go ahead. You can carry on.
Okay, go on.
I was saying that not all, as you said, that not all the moves can be just become irrelevant and be used as signature maneuvers in future. But and especially the tombstone, as you mentioned, I think that some moves that are currently used, like the power bomb, I think power bomb is the only a signature maneuver right now. Everyone, almost every big guy is using power bombs, and Apollo Crews, Kevin Owens, and all of them has a different version of power bomb only as their finishers. So I think this move will be getting just as a signature maneuver.
And if you talk about tombstone pile or any pile driver, it isn't easy to execute a pile driver safely, right? For everyone, it isn't easy. So I believe pile drivers won't get irrelevant in future, and it's professional wrestling, So, if some moves are gone, every day wrestlers discover or invent a new move to stay relevant. Okay, so I don't know what is your take on SummerSlam, current card of SummerSlam.
This card actually looks pretty better than the actual WrestleMania, the grandest stage, the cards that we had at WrestleMania. I think SummerSlam top is the WrestleMania card. We have AJ Styles versus Cena, Randy Orton versus Lesnar, Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins, Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. This looks amazing.
Well, Ambrose versus Ziggler also looks amazing, in my opinion. But the fact that the last WrestleMania, which was relevant according to me, was WrestleMania 30 and 31.
31 was awesome,
Yeah.
and 32 was actually a bit let down.
It was it was dull. Except the women's match, I will say, and the ladder match.
Right, so what do you think is the most exciting, will be the exciting match of SummerSlam?
And I gotta say, if you go by the hype of the build-up of a match, it's going to be Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
I think, maybe it's only me, I think there will be some special appearances during that Lesnar versus Orton match. Maybe to hype up to it for WrestleMania. Survivor Series or Hell in a Cell, as it happened last year.
Maybe we might see Undertaker return on.
Or Goldberg.
Oh, come on, man! Please, not Goldberg.
Why not Goldberg?
What you're going to do with Goldberg? Another disaster?
What's wrong with Goldberg returning? I don't see anything wrong with that.
Well, you already got Roman Reigns, so you don't want another Roman Reigns on the roster.
Man.
What? Man, who is playing a game?
There will be special appearances.
Yeah, man, who is playing a game?
I am
Yes.
sorry.
Please, that
Let me-
sound irritates. Come on. And let's talk about talk about Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
And it is 14 years in making, if you say, because in 2002 they actually made their debut in AEW.
Every match, this like Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Cena Styles, everyone is the JBL and Otanga and commentators like this are always saying it's 15 years in the making. It's a dream match happening once again. And recently on SmackDown, Otanga said that the dream match will be happening at SummerSlam while referring to Cena versus Styles. I mean, what? That's ready, and we're again seeing a rematch. So, how this is a dream match, and they promoted it as a 14 years in the making, and suddenly now they're saying 10 years in the making, 15 years in the making. I don't know this.
I don't know. But if you go with the dream match between John Cena and AJ Styles, it's going to be a dream when John Cena buries the hatchet at SummerSlam. Right?
I think AJ will get the big because Cena will have he has some other projects after SummerSlam. So I think Styles will be the one victorious.
Yeah.
Man, let's go on to Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. Because that's a dream match, in my opinion.
And Brock Lesnar will win that.
I don't know who's going to win, and I don't really care because all I want is a good match.
And
See,
that match is. I hope that match is the main event after this build up.
but I don't think so. Because the Universal Championship is going to be the main event.
No, I don't think so. That's going to happen. That might be the co-main event. What would be your reaction if Dolph Ziggler and Ambrose match is the main event?
I won't have any reaction because I will have no reaction on any match. Even if the card is if the matches are good, then I'm going to watch it. But I'm not going to react because I respect every wrestler. So every match, if the matches are good, then I will watch it. I'm not going to say that that match was bad, that guy is bad. I'm just going to watch
Right.
it. And the fact that Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton is a dream match because they both started in Florida.
OEW.
Yeah, Florida Championship Wrestling, I believe, alongside
Yeah.
Batista yeah, alongside
Cena.
Batista and John Cena. So it's
Shelton
been
Benjamin as well, I guess.
Shelton Benjamin was already on the rooster before they came up.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin was a roommate of Brock Lesnar during his college years, if you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the fact that
So-
Brock Lesnar's cells is going to be a major factor in the match between him and Randy Orton because people are going to buy tickets for SummerSlam just because of this match, not because of Finn Balor, not because of Dean Ambrose, not because of Rollins, because it's usual, man. You're going to watch these matches every day, week in and week out, maybe next pay-per-view, but you are not going to get a match like Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar, the youngest WWE champion versus the youngest World Heavyweight champion, right?
Yes.
So my
And
question,
it will be the main event also because it's Raw versus SmackDown if you think like that. And
you know,
maybe
if I was the creative of WWE, if you remember in 2008, yeah, ECW interfering in WWE, I mean in SmackDown matches and Raw matches, they might
Yes.
do that with NXT interfering in Raw and SmackDown matches because Triple H has been taken out of the scene as of now, so he can use that scenario to play it in that and like a brand war.
Yeah. So, can I state my opinion as well?
Well, Arunava, what is your opinion on Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar being a main event and a 14 years in making with both of them starting from the same place, even though their backgrounds are a little bit different, and reaching at the top and facing each other in the grandest stage of summer, the grandest summer event in sports entertainment.
even I wanted to see Lesnar square up against Randy Orton as well. And I've been saying that it will be a dream match. And I'm pretty excited to see how this goes because it won't be like. I hope it doesn't turn out to be Lesnar versus Ambrose. I hope it will be better and it will stole the show. And I was surprised if Orton gets the victory for SmackDown. I think because Lesnar has made limited appearances and Lesnar has been winning his past matches in WWE. He won at Hell in a Cell, he won at WrestleMania. So statistically, I think Randy Orton has an advantage over Lesnar, and this victory won't mean anything to Lesnar, but it may make Randy Orton the top of SmackDown because Cena will be out with some other projects, and maybe Randy Orton versus Dean Ambrose for the championship.
All right, what is your
Yeah.
take on this, Yash?
Yeah. So you both said that really is a dream match. I mean, they both started from the very beginning, and it would be cool to see that match. I mean, many fans wanted that match since like 4 years, 5 years. Since Brock Lesnar returned, they all wanted to see that. Let's be honest here. And regarding the match, that would be cool. The promos were good. The one which took place on Raw was pretty good. Have to admit that. And regarding how the match goes, it depends on the superstars who are competing. So what I would like to see in the match, I would like to see an F5 getting reversed into an RKO. I'm pretty sure most of you guys also want to see that, don't you?
Well, I don't know actually, but the fact that Brock Lesnar should win this match is because see, Randy Orton is a part timer as of now, so we don't know what is going to happen with him after his victory at SummerSlam, and what the fuck? Man, turn the TV off, please.
Alright.
What is happening in the background?
What is happening? Well, leave that.
What's going on?
See,
Okay.
I'm saying that even if Brock Lesnar wins, it won't affect him as of now, but it will make him look more strong, more unstoppable, and make taking someone, from NXT, like the guy who can really hold up the company in future, and having him beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Shinsuke Nakamura is Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, for the second time
Shinsuke is
in
legend.
professional wrestling's history, and this time Nakamura winning it will actually be, worthy. Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar has defeated everyone, even Shinsuke Nakamura at NJPW when Shinsuke Nakamura was a rookie. So it will actually help WWE build a new star, the next big thing, aka Shinsuke Nakamura, rather than giving him the win to Randy Orton, which won't really actually. I mean, when Brock Lesnar defeated Undertaker, Paul Heyman carried that accomplishment as a chip to his on Brock Lesnar's shoulder. So like that, they can actually carry this win direct to the WrestleMania instead of giving it to Randy Orton, which the win will lose the hype in a matter of few months, right?
Yeah, so that match would be really good. Gotta admit that. So besides that, which match would be like a main event type of according to you? I know it depends on the superstar, but still,
Man,
like Ziggler and Ambrose might be good.
being the main event the match in the main event of the card is not the main event until the match outrules other matches and be the match of the night. The match of the turn off the TV, please.
What is this?
Match of the night is going to be the main event of the night. It doesn't matter if it is in the pre-show. It doesn't matter if it is in the co-main event or even in the starter. The match of the night is going to be the main event of the night. That's
Okay,
all.
so besides that, I guess that's it for today.
Maybe that's it for today. So Thanks for showing up. Maybe we
And
can
I
carry
want
on
to say
with
that
another
there is
episode.
another glorious bomb video uploaded, so you can check it
Oh
out.
yes.
Glorious, another man. I gotta check it out. Really, man, they're hyping Bobby Roode so much, and I believe the future looks bright for Bobby Roode, and it looks
He's the
glorious
next
according to me.
phase. He's the next phase of NXT.
The future looks glorious.
That
Anyways,
song is in my mind.
man, I really want Bobby Roode to be the NXT champion alongside Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Roode will be getting the NXT title at Takeover Dallas. It will only Dallas, sorry. At the Takeover before WrestleMania.
Yeah, and maybe Nakamura will win a shot at the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, and he will go on to win the Battle Royal. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's it for today, and thanks for showing up. We might carry on with another episode on Friday.
Thank you.
So thanks for showing up.
See ya.
Thank you for showing up, Arunava and Yash. Have a great week. Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you like it, and yeah, don't forget to tune into FLW's No Escape pay-per-view, which will also feature Duke Cornell and Christian Rose going at it for the FLW Outlaw Championship. Also the Revolution Wrestling Authority is proud to announce that for the next live event, Darkness Rising will feature Gunner and many more. Don't miss out. Book your tickets and go at it. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Your opinions are welcomed. Thank you.